Hello everyone, it is I, your math teacher Sir L. Again, you can reach me through Facebook, L Senor, and just look for my picture. There are different L Senors in Facebook, and you can also follow me in my YouTube channel, Sir L Senor. Okay, so today's lesson is all about finding the GCF or the greatest common factor and the LCM or the least common multiple using continuous division by prime numbers. So before we proceed, let's define prime numbers. Prime numbers only has two factors. And the factors are either 1 and itself. So for example, the number 2 is a prime number, so the factors are 1 times 2. And 3 is also a prime number, so its factors are 1 times 3. And 5 is 1 times 5. You don't have any more numbers as factors for these prime numbers. Okay. We have also composite numbers. These are not prime numbers because they have more than 2 factors. For example, 12. 12 has 1 times 12, or you can get 12 as 2 times 6 or 3 times 4. So how many factors does 12 have? 6. 12 has 6 factors. Therefore, 12 is not a prime number, it is a composite number. Okay, so here is a table of the numbers from 1 to 100, and highlighted are the prime numbers. Okay, so the smallest prime number is 2, and then there's 3, and then 5. We skip 4 because 4 is composite. And then the highest number from 1 to 100 that is prime is 97. Okay, it is better for you if you memorize this table, and later on it will be very useful when you are trying to factor out numbers. Okay, so now let's go to the division of numbers using common prime numbers. Let's say we have the numbers 60 and 75. We're going to find the common factor of both numbers and get the greatest among the common factors. So first, you can see that 75 is not even. Therefore, it is not divisible by 2. So we cannot start with the smallest prime number 2. We start with 3. So 60 divided by 3 is equal to 20. And 75 divided by 3 is 25. So we write here 20 and 25. And the common factors for 20 and 25, if you recall our lesson with divisibility, this one ends in 0 and 5. Therefore, they are both divisible by 5. So we divide 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And 25 divided by 5 equals 5. And we cannot have any more common divisor for 4 and 5. We stop there. So here, 3 and 5 are our common factors. 3 times 5 equals 15. Therefore, the greatest common factor of 60 and 75 is 15. That's how you get the greatest common factor using continuous division. Let's have one more example. Let's try to find the common or the greatest common factor of 24, 36, and 60. So as you can see, all three are even, so we can divide by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12, 36 divided by 2 is 18, 60 divided by 2 is 30. So let's write all the answers here. And then you can see also 12, 18, and 30 are all even numbers. So we can repeat the process, divide again by 2, since all three numbers are even. So the answers will be 12 divided by 2 is 6, 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. Okay, on this third row, 9 and 15 are not even numbers, so we cannot divide by 2 anymore. So let's go to the next prime number. The next prime number is 3. And 6 is divisible by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. When we reach here, 2, 3, and 5, there are no more common divisors. So we stop. And what do we have? 2 times 2 times 3. That is the factor for the GCF. Or 2 times 2 times 3 equals 12. That is the greatest common factor of 24, 36, and 60. Okay, now let's go on to the least common multiple. So we're going to talk about multiples. What's the difference between a multiple and a factor? Before we discussed the greatest common factor, now we're going to discuss the least common multiple. Okay, a factor is what you multiply to get a number, and multiples are what you have as a result. So let's say we have 12. 3 times 4 equals 12. These are the factors. And 12 is a multiple. It is a multiple of 3 or 4. Okay? We can also have 3 times 3. And 9 is a multiple of 3. So that's the difference between a factor and a multiple. Okay, let's move on. To get the least common multiple, or LCM, we just do the same procedure as we did by getting the greatest common factor. And then after that, we use the remainder of factors to multiply to the common factors. Let's do an example. Okay, let's find the LCM of 60 and 75. Earlier, we already got the GCF. The GCF of 60 and 75 is 3 times 5, 15. And then the answers here at the remainder is 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 are the remaining factors. To get the LCM, we combine this GCF 3 and 5 with the remaining factors 4 and 5. So we write it as 3 times 5 times 4 times 5, which will result to 300. So the least common multiple of 60 and 75 is 3 times 5 times 4 times 5, 300. And 300 is divisible by 60 and 75. Okay? So, are you following the procedure? Let's do 3 numbers. Let's try to get the GCF and LCM of 3 numbers. Okay, let's try to get the LCM of 24, 40, and 64. Before we already got the GCF. The GCF is 2 times 2 times 2. Because 24 divided by 2 is 12. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 64 divided by 2 is 32. And then we repeat the process. They are all even. So again, we will have 6, 10, and 16. And this third row is also all even. So it's divisible by 2. So the remaining factors will be 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And 16 divided by 2 is 8. So here, the GCF will be 2 times 2 times 2, or 8. And the remaining factors will be 3 times 5 times 8. So the LCM, we combine everything. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 8. The final answer will be 960. That's how you get the LCM of numbers using continuous division. Okay, so let's recap. Composite numbers are numbers with more than 2 factors. For example, we had 12. 12 has 6 factors. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. And prime numbers are numbers with only 2 factors, 1 and itself. For example, the smallest prime number is 2. 2 equals 1 times 2, and there are no more factors. Okay, so we have composite and prime numbers. Okay, can you think of why 1 and 0 are not prime? They are not considered prime, and also they are not considered composite. So I'll leave this question for you to answer, and we will talk about this next time we meet for class. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson, and I hope that you understand how to get the GCF and the LCM using continuous division. Okay, again, this is Sir L, your math teacher. You can reach me in my Facebook, and you can also watch this video in the YouTube channel. See you later, guys. All right.